What does it mean to be truly rich? Is it the flashy cars, designer clothes, and luxury vacations, or something deeper, less visible, but more powerful? Many people spend their entire lives chasing the appearance of wealth, wanting others to think they're rich, often at great personal financial cost. This is the fundamental difference between looking rich and being rich. It is a concept that has fascinated thinkers for centuries. Niccolò Machiavelli, the famous philosopher, observed this human tendency long ago when he famously noted that men judge more by the eye than by the hand. People are quick to evaluate based on what they see on the superficial displays, rarely digging deeper to understand the true financial reality behind the facade. This constant pursuit of outward displays of wealth often leaves individuals in a precarious state, financially insecure despite their best efforts to project an image of success. They invest heavily in status symbols, believing this is the path to achieving their financial dreams and understanding how to get rich. However, this strategy frequently leads them further away from genuine financial stability. This is precisely where the incredibly powerful and often overlooked concept of stealth wealth comes into play. Stealth wealth is the intelligent and strategic practice of quietly accumulating substantial assets and building a robust financial foundation, all while maintaining a normal, unassuming, and often surprisingly modest lifestyle. It is about building a fortress of financial security without ever needing to draw attention to it. We witness this modern tragedy unfolding all around us every single day. Individuals caught in a relentless cycle of overspending, piling on debt, and making sacrifices in their long-term financial health, all for the singular purpose of projecting an image of success and prosperity. They acquire expensive goods they genuinely don't need, often with money they don't truly possess in terms of real, unencumbered assets. Their motivation is primarily to impress others, friends, family, colleagues, and even strangers on social media, many of whom, ironically, often don't truly care or aren't impressed in the way these individuals hope. This behavior is rooted in a misunderstanding of what it means to be truly wealthy. They mistakenly believe that outward displays are synonymous with genuine financial power and stability. They mistakenly think this approach is the answer to how to get rich quickly, when in reality it is a fast track to financial vulnerability and stress. But let's be absolutely clear, true wealth is not about seeking validation from others. It is not about commanding attention or receiving accolades for your material possessions. That is a fleeting, costly game. True wealth, at its very core, is about freedom. It buys you an unparalleled array of choices. It grants you power over your own time, your own energy, and the trajectory of your own life. It gives you the incredible ability to confidently say no to opportunities or demands that don't align with your values or goals, and to enthusiastically say yes to the pursuits, passions, and experiences that genuinely enrich your life. It's the freedom to pursue work you love, regardless of its income potential, or to take a break when you need one. It is the ultimate liberation from financial worry and external pressures. This is the real reward for understanding how to get rich in a meaningful way. To illustrate this crucial distinction, let's consider two hypothetical individuals, Mike and Sarah. Their stories powerfully demonstrate the stark difference between looking rich and being rich. First, meet Mike. Mike is a highly skilled engineer working for a major tech company, earning an excellent salary, well into the high six figures annually. From every outward appearance, Mike looks like the epitome of success. He drives a brand new, gleaming luxury SUV, always the latest model. His home is a sprawling architect-designed property in one of the city's most exclusive and expensive neighborhoods, complete with all the high-end finishes and smart home technology you can imagine. Mike and his family take multiple lavish international vacations every year, and he is always equipped with the latest gadgets, from premium smartphones to cutting-edge smartwatches. He seems to genuinely have it all in the eyes of his peers and social media followers. Yet, beneath this meticulously crafted surface, Mike is quietly suffocating. He is absolutely buried under a mountain of debt. There are hefty monthly payments for his luxury AUV, a massive mortgage payment for his dream home, and significant credit card balances from those expensive vacations and constant gadget upgrades. His impressive high income, despite its size, barely covers his incredibly lavish lifestyle and the crushing debt service. Mike finds himself working relentlessly, often logging long hours and weekends, stressed and constantly anxious about the prospect of losing his job. Why? Because he desperately needs every single penny to maintain his carefully constructed image and keep his financial house of cards from collapsing. Mike is a textbook example of looking rich, but he is absolutely unequivocally not being rich. He is trapped by his own choices, constantly chasing external validation instead of internal financial security. He has unfortunately misunderstood the true principles of how to get rich and build lasting prosperity. Now, let's turn our attention to Sarah. Sarah is also a highly competent engineer working in a similar industry to Mike, and she earns a very respectable salary, perhaps slightly less than Mike's, but still quite comfortable. If you were to encounter Sarah in her daily life, you probably wouldn't give her a second glance, let alone identify her as a person of significant wealth. She drives an older, incredibly reliable, well-maintained sedan Chun, nothing flashy, just practical. Her home is a modest, comfortable, and well-cared-for property in an average, safe neighborhood, not a McMansion, but a place she loves. You won't find her wearing designer clothes from head to toe or flaunting expensive jewelry. Yet Sarah is in fact a quite unassuming millionaire. She is a prime example of someone practicing stealth wealth. Sarah lives comfortably but well within her financial means, consistently investing a substantial portion of her income into diversified assets, and she has diligently avoided accumulating any consumer debt. She rarely discusses her financial situation or her investments with anyone outside of her trusted financial advisor and her spouse. She deeply values her freedom, her remarkably low levels of financial stress, and the profound security that comes with her steadily growing net worth. Sarah is definitively being rich without ever feeling the slightest need or pressure to look rich. Her approach highlights a far more sustainable and peaceful path to how to get rich, demonstrating that true wealth is built quietly, not publicly displayed. So, this brings us to a crucial question. Why do truly wealthy individuals, those who genuinely understand how to get rich and stay rich, often choose to hide their money? Why do they consciously adopt a strategy of stealth wealth, deliberately avoiding the spotlight and the conspicuous consumption that many others chase? There are three incredibly powerful and strategic reasons behind this choice, each rooted in a deep understanding of human nature and financial dynamics. 1. Less visibility inherently means fewer demands and requests from others. This is a fundamental truth often overlooked. When you consistently appear overtly successful, when you flaunt a flashy lifestyle, you immediately become a magnet for requests, demands, and even subtle pressures from almost everyone around you. Suddenly, friends, family members, distant acquaintances, various charities, and even complete strangers might feel entitled to a piece of your perceived prosperity. They assume you have an endless supply of money to solve their problems, fund their ambitious ventures, or simply contribute generously to every cause. This constant barrage of requests creates immense social pressure, leads to countless awkward conversations, and can put significant strain on even the strongest relationships. By choosing to blend in, by maintaining an unassuming public profile, you effectively remove yourself as a primary target for these incessant demands. You preserve your peace of mind, protect your boundaries, and ensure that your hard-earned money remains focused on your own financial goals and the well-being of your immediate family. This strategic invisibility is not selfish, it's a form of intelligent self-preservation and a critical component of how to get rich and maintain that wealth without constant external interference. 2. True wealth provides genuine freedom and expansive optionality, rather than superficial flash or limiting dependency. The ultimate purpose of accumulating wealth is not to acquire an endless stream of expensive toys and status symbols that ironically often tie you down with ongoing payments, maintenance costs, and the constant need for higher income to support them. Instead, the profound purpose of money is to purchase freedom. It buys you the freedom to make authentic choices about your career, allowing you to pursue work that truly fulfills you, or even to retire early if you wish. It offers the freedom to choose where you live, how you spend your time, and with whom you spend it. It grants liberation from the corrosive grip of financial worry. Flashy displays, while visually impressive, often send a subtle but clear signal, a dependency on a continuous high income stream to sustain that image. They do not, in themselves, signal true freedom or financial independence. Stealth wealth, in contrast, is entirely focused on building a robust portfolio of assets that generate passive income and appreciate in value, thereby creating real choices, genuine security, and profound power over your own life, rather than just a temporary, costly show for others. It's a key distinction in the pursuit of how to get rich with lasting impact. 3. Planting in offers invaluable safety from intense scrutiny, potential exploitation, and targeted actions by various powerful entities. This reason, while perhaps less glamorous than visions of freedom, is incredibly practical and vital for long-term wealth preservation. The more conspicuously you display your wealth, the more you unwittingly become a visible target. Consider the implications. Government agencies like the IRS might view you as a prime candidate for an audit. Lawyers, always on the lookout for deep pockets, might identify you as an easy mark for frivolous lawsuits. Opportunists, scammers, and even criminals are drawn to ostentatious displays of wealth like moths to a flame, viewing them as invitations for exploitation. If you are constantly flaunting your success on social media, driving the most expensive cars, and living in the most ostentatious homes, you stand out. You become an obvious mark. By purposefully living a normal, unassuming, and financially private lifestyle, you effectively blend into the background. You avoid drawing unnecessary, potentially dangerous attention to your significant financial success. This strategic anonymity acts as a powerful shield, protecting your accumulated assets, your personal privacy, and your peace of mind from those who might seek to exploit or diminish your hard-earned fortune. It's an incredibly smart and often essential move on the secure path of how to get rich and safeguard your legacy. Now that we understand the profound why behind stealth wealth, let's explore the practical how. How can you begin to incorporate the principles of stealth wealth into your own life and start building true unseen financial power? Here are 5 actionable steps you can implement starting today. These are not quick fixes for how to get rich overnight, but foundational strategies for lasting prosperity. 1. Ditch the flex mentality. This is perhaps the most crucial mindset shift required. Stop trying to impress anyone with material possessions. Seriously, ask yourself, who truly cares about the brand of your car, the label on your clothes, or the size of your house beyond the superficial glance? The honest answer is very few people, and certainly not the ones whose opinions genuinely matter. Focus your energy and resources on what truly matters to you and your family. Understand deep down that validation from others is an incredibly fleeting and shockingly costly pursuit. The emotional and financial drain of constantly trying to keep up with appearances is immense. Free yourself from this trap Your worth is not determined by your possessions. This fundamental change in perspective is the very first and most empowering step on the journey of how to get rich wisely and peacefully. 2. Own more and owe less. This principle is absolutely non-negotiable for building genuine wealth. Every single dollar you spend on debt interest, especially high interest consumer debt like credit cards or car loans, is a dollar that is not working for you, not being invested in your future. Prioritize aggressively paying off all high interest debt. Once that burden is lifted, shift your focus to acquiring income generating assets or assets that appreciate significantly over time. Think investments in diverse portfolios, well chosen real estate, or even building your own profitable business. The goal is to own things outright, to have clear title, and to drastically reduce your liabilities. The less you owe to banks and lenders, the more of your wealth is truly yours, building true freedom and paving the way for how to get rich securely. 3. Keep your financial moves private. Your income, the details of your investments, your precise net worth, these pieces of information are not subjects for casual conversation with friends, extended family members, or colleagues. There is absolutely no need to share these intimate financial specifics with anyone who doesn't absolutely need to know. Discuss significant financial decisions only with your most trusted inner circle, such as your spouse or a highly credentialed financial advisor. Financial privacy is not about secrecy for secrecy's sake. It is a profound strength in wealth building. It protects you from unsolicited advice, envy, requests, and potential exploitation. Remember, loose lips sink financial ships. When you learn how to get rich, you also learn the value of discretion. 4. Automate wealth accumulation and ignore the hype. Make the process of building wealth automatic and effortless. Set up immediate, recurring automatic transfers from your primary checking account directly into your savings, retirement, and investment accounts immediately after every payday. The mantra here is simple: pay yourself first. Invest consistently, month after month, year after year, without getting swept up in the frenzy of chasing every hot new stock tip, speculative cryptocurrency trend, or the latest get-rich-quick scheme pushed by online gurus. The vast majority of these fads are simply distractions. Ignore the constant noise from financial news and sensationalist headlines. Study disciplined and utterly boring consistent investing in diversified, low-cost index funds or well-vetted assets is the proven, reliable, and frankly, the only true method for how to get rich sustainably over the long term. 5. Stay humble and focused to avoid lifestyle creep. As your income inevitably grows, it is a very natural human tendency to want to upgrade your lifestyle. This is where lifestyle creep becomes a formidable enemy of wealth building. Be incredibly vigilant. Don't allow your expenses to automatically inflate in direct proportion to your rising income. Instead, consciously maintain a modest and thoughtful lifestyle even as your earning power significantly increases. This disciplined approach frees up an increasingly larger portion of your income, which you can then aggressively invest, accelerating your journey to genuine financial independence and true freedom. Remember, the goal isn't to look like you've arrived. The goal is to actually arrive quietly and securely. This discipline is paramount for anyone serious about how to get rich. In a world that is increasingly obsessed with outward appearances, constant comparison, and the relentless pursuit of social validation, practicing stealth wealth emerges as an incredibly powerful, deeply intelligent, and ultimately liberating counter-strategy. Visibility, especially financial visibility, attracts attention. And all too often, that attention comes laden with complications. Guilt disguised as help, manipulation attempts, incessant requests, and a whole host of other emotional and financial traps that can quickly derail your progress. Practicing stealth wealth isn't merely about shrewd money management. It is a crucial form of psychological and financial armor. It is about strategically protecting yourself, your loved ones, and your invaluable peace of mind from external pressures and predatory interests. It is the most reliable method for how you can build real, enduring, and generational wealth without making yourself overtly vulnerable to the demands, judgments, or envious gazes of others. Remember this core truth. The ultimate goal is not to look rich. The ultimate profound goal is to be rich, diamond rich in freedom, rich in abundant choices, rich in profound security, and rich in the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you control your own financial destiny. This is the true path to a fulfilling and truly wealthy life.